I can't believe it's been 2 years since this game came out, and I'm barely playing it now. Sucks I missed out because I gotta say, it is pretty good. They made an awesome base here for Miles, and I just know they're just showing us a bit of what they got cooking up for him in the sequel. But while we wait, let's see what he got. But first, this is Combat Overview. In these series of videos I go over, just that, the combat. To be visual manual in a way, and to give a more in-depth look into what a game has to offer, because too many reviews gloss over gameplay, calling it a button masher, or give it their blanket statement, it's like DMC. So we got our standard punches on square, has a little 4-hit combo that sends an enemy away by the end of it, but we can't just spam it and win our fights. We'll have a lot of enemies who will block our punches, armor through it, or have the range on us. So they won't let us in for free basically. So one of the earliest enemies we'll learn to open up are the ones with melee weapons. They'll block our basic attacks with ease, so to deal with this we gotta use our launcher. Just gotta hold square. And tapping square again will auto follow them up there with the punch, starting your air combo. This will lead into air combat, but we'll circle back around to it in a sec. Now to close the distance between you and an enemy, pressing triangle will do a web strike. Holding triangle will pull an enemy towards you. It's very slow and honestly I never used it at all, but if you do this to an armed enemy, melee weapons, guns or shields, you'll take it away from them and spin it around, acting as crowd control. Another cool thing is to yank them back in for an extra hit by holding triangle after they get tossed away. So after the full hit combo, for example. Okay, now that we know our grounded basics, it's time for the air combat. So we can go into this from the launcher like I mentioned earlier and do basic attacks with square, but we can tap X to jump and we'll be ready to go. From here we can hold square to do a swing kick. It'll get enemies away from a fight, or we can pop them up enough to fight airborne. Holding triangle while airborne will pull someone up to us. Holding triangle while we're both in the air will swing them back to the earth, which is a good way to hit other people. Holding triangle on an airborne enemy while we are grounded will do the same. Tapping triangle in the air will still do the same web strike. Now if we press X again while next to an enemy in the air, we can use them as a platform to jump off from. Being able to move ourselves or to move an enemy in a certain area by holding the left thumbstick in a direction and pressing X to jump. And if no one's in the air with us, you just do a quick reposition. And while we're doing our combo, we can use jump to cancel it to go airborne, which can also be a way to maneuver around an enemy rushing us from behind. But yeah, just like the punches, we can't just spam this either. Brute enemies break your web, and if we zip towards a melee weapon enemy, they'll block it and do a counter attack. But we can react to this. Pressing circle after landing a hit, it'll have us do a slide right under them. Now we can do our launcher to open them up or do whatever we want. Cool thing is about the slide, we'll do a fast little combo that'll send enemies away, which sets up yanks way faster than the basic combo. So in neutral, circle will do a dodge. If we delay it until the last moment of an enemy's attack, we'll do a perfect dodge. And it'll shoot a web to keep an enemy busy long enough for us to do our own follow-up, or just keep him still for a second. And this can be done from all actions, during combos, mid-startups, or whiffs, or even in the air. It doesn't matter. We can dodge whenever we need to. Can even perfect dodge ranged enemies, which will set up an instant takedown by tapping triangle. So yeah, we got our favorite mechanic. Also, if we dodge towards a wall and press square, we'll do a leap attack off it. But yep, that's pretty much our only defensive tool. We don't have any kind of blocking options, just our dodges, which is not a problem. This game is all about movement and positioning, keeps this fast-paced moment-to-moment fighting on track. This is our health, simple enough, but this number on the left is our combo counter. So every hit we landed from basic punches, web strikes, and even perfect dodges will add to it. And reaching 15 will give us a finisher that we can use whenever we want by pressing triangle and circle. If we lose our combo, we can still keep any finishers we got stored. You just need to reach 15 hit combo to get another one. There's no real trade-off to keeping them around, and honestly use these as soon as possible. So when you use it, you'll be invincible, get more hits to your combo, instantly take down an enemy. Heavy enemies will need 2 finishers to take down, but it'll also build meter towards our venom meter, which is a nice segue into it. This golden meter under our health is venom. Same thing here, all hits and dodges will add to it, and this meter has a wide range of uses and is something we want to have at all times. We can use this meter to either push our advantage in a fight with the powerful moves, but if we can't keep the situation under control and take too much damage, we can use a portion of our meter to heal ourselves by pressing down on D-pad. To use these moves, you just gotta hold L1 and press a face button, and whoever is hit with these venom attacks will be stunned, which will keep them still and will also take more damage than normal. L1 and square is our first venom attack, and it'll do a venom punch. Very fast move that will only hit one enemy, but it could be upgraded to affect any nearby enemies. It's also useful because it hard counters enemy types, like destroying specific shields or destroying these enemies' arms. If you notice, these venom attacks send enemies away, so this is also another good option to set up yanks. And keep in mind, all these venom attacks can be cancelled during startup with dodges. L1, square, and X will do venom smash. This will spread damage over a wider area and stun whoever's in it. Extremely good when you're surrounded. and an easy setup to get yourself in a nice position, make your way to a group, slide under them, getting yourself surrounded, but this is a good spot to be in to do our Venom attack. L1 triangle will do Venom dash. It'll rush your enemy, grabbing and tossing them to hit for faraway crowds. You release a stun AoE attack on impact. And if enemies are too close to where you grabbed, they just won't get stunned. So if you want to stun a group of enemies close, you gotta use a punch. But the dash is also a good hard counter for these sword enemies, because they'll flat out dodge our Venom punch, but dash will grab them with ease. And keep in mind, all these Venom attacks can also be done in the air. L1X will do Venom jump. This will lift everyone close by into the air. It'll also disarm those enemies if they had any. So if you're surrounded by armed enemies and trying to disarm them one by one is too dangerous or too slow, you can do this to take those tools away while taking the fight to the air. Which air combat will generate more Venom meter than grounded, so this is also a nice way to generate more if needed. It can also be used as a pseudo dodge too. Now our last Venom attack we get is Mega Venom Blast. Now all these Venom attacks took just 1 bar of our Venom meter, but this one takes all of our meter. That's because it'll do a huge AoE attack that'll clear a room and will basically heal you. So it's definitely a last ditch effort, but very powerful tool if you just want to clear a room instantly. We also have gadgets to use by tapping R1. They can help set up Venom attacks or to just get situations under control. Haven't used them much of these outside of stealth sections, but I think it can have some fun combo potential. For webs, I did use a lot though. It'll lock someone down, it can help set up quick takedowns because tossing webbed enemies into walls will instantly take them out of the fight. There's also objects lying around that we can use. Holding L1 and R1 will grab them with your webs and toss them at enemies or use as crowd control. We also have a few mods to choose from, simple ones like taking less damage, but we also have one to raise chances of gadgets dropping or stuff to help with stealth. My favorites right now are with the perfect dodges. I'll get a 50% attack buff and it will slow down time. But yeah, we got some customization here with these to support your playstyle. And if you want to take it a step further, I'll recommend starting that NG Plus run on ultimate difficulty because NG Plus will increase the level cap, have more gadgets and skills to unlock, and enemies are way more aggressive. So you really gotta stay light on your feet, making sure to use all the tools. If you've never played Miles Morales yet, I highly recommend it. Still just as high quality like 2018 Spidey. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just gonna toss in some stylish looking plays, because wouldn't you guess it, I kinda like these games a lot. And call me optimist, but Miles was released 2 years after the first game, and it's been 2 years since Miles came out. So who knows, we might be seeing it sooner than we think. Until then, we got 2 awesome games to replay while we wait for that sequel.
Take this fight off the streets. Maybe go to Jersey. Sorry, Jersey. I didn't mean it. Love
Back off, you Aren't you tired yet? Not gonna make it easy for you, Miles! How do you move so fast?
If the plasma melts down, it'll take Harlem with it.
Who fed you that? Krieger? I ran the number! Not
Why won't you listen to me?
Krieger couldn't change the reactor! He's not that smart!
I'll do what I have to, just like you. Can't counter every trick. help those people. Didn't you? Okay.
Hey, a selfie with me? Ah, great. Web hands! Oh, this is so good. Thank you.